I admire President Obama. He inherited the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. That was a terrible time for our country. We are back on the right track. He would send us back into recession with his tax plans.
Secretary Clinton, we are moving to an audience question. We're almost out of time. We have another. Mr. Trump, we're moving to an audience question.
It is our country
Mr. Trump,
has the
Secretary
slowest
Clinton, we want to get to the audience.
2, 1. You know, technically they were both right. It is a recovery from what we experienced 8 years ago, but to Donald Trump's point, it is the slowest, weakest recovery we've seen in American history, albeit again off a very, very low level. So Alan Questrom on that, the former JCPenney chairman and CEO. Alan, who wins out on this economic argument? What do you think?
Well, I think it's the general public will tell you that they're unhappy, and I think that's why you see a lot of people turning to these candidates like Bernie Sanders or Trump, is that they're not happy with what Washington has done for them. The average person has not experienced any of the success of this economy. It's basically been a stock market economy. And I think we had a very bad recession. It probably was the worst. We also had the worst recovery of any recession we ever had. When you think that we're now on our 7th year of this term, and we have a growth rate on average of 2%, it will be the slowest. And I think a lot of the things we did we're certainly not helping the average worker. And I think when you don't have new companies, new businesses starting, and there's been the slowest we have in new company growth over the last several years, that's where you're going to get the new jobs. And that's not happening. And that has to be what government tries to help in terms of encouraging. When you put a health tax on through the Obamacare, that makes it very difficult for people to start a business because they can't hire anybody over 30 hours without having that burden on them. It doesn't mean we shouldn't have something like that. So
a lot of it in your eyes is getting rid of some of the regulations, not so much a tax thing as much as get the government off, you know, a lot of folks' backs, and maybe they can move, which was Trump's point. Did he make it effectively last night?
Well, I think they got spent too much time on a lot of miscellaneous issues and not talking about the bigger issues. And I think there should have been more discussion on that. That's what the people really want to know about. How is it going to help me? Who's going to be the person who's going to be the most person who I can put my faith in and going to help me in that? I think Donald has appealed to them because I think he thinks he can. He has been a successful businessman, you know, albeit he had a bankruptcy. But you know, not that many people come out of almost bankruptcy and do what he did. So I think that shows you he can get hit hard and come back. You know, I don't think Hillary, and I think she's got some good points, but I don't think Hillary has any history whatsoever of creating a job. So I would put my faith on somebody like that. Again, both candidates are flawed, but I think people are going. We'll see what happens.
All right, Al. Thank you very much. A little breaking news.